In the news this week, stepping down, 2 Liberal MPs quit as cabinet ministers.
Plus fiction or fact, latest revelation reveals the government's failure to track shark population.
This is the Evening News with Ivan Lung and Daniel Staniskov.
Good evening. In a shock twist to Liberal Party's leadership crisis, Government Minister Tony Simpson and Dean Nalder resigned from Cabinet after expressing their dismay. During an exclusive interview, Senior Minister Mike Nahan denies the Liberal Party is in chaos. Helene Fong has the story.
As dramatic as politics can get, it doesn't get any more extraordinary than this. Local Government Minister Tony Simpson and Transport Minister Dean Nalder resigned on the same day, 6 months before the state election.
I have found myself in a situation where I believe that I cannot continue to operate as the Minister.
Premier Colin Barnett criticised both Simpson and Nalder for not having the courage to talk to him directly before they quit. However, Mr Nalder said he is frustrated that he wasn't able to meet the Premier for the past 6 months to discuss issues surrounding Perth Right Link and taxi reform.
I haven't heard why he would walk away from over $1.1 billion in Commonwealth funding.
I am extremely disappointed in both Tony Simpson and Dean Nalder that they did not have the courage or integrity to tell me of their decision face to face or even on the telephone.
Despite Mr Nalder confirming that he will challenge Mr Barnett if a leadership spill is put forward, Senior Minister Mike Nahan denied that the party is in chaos.
It is a very tight election coming up. It's still 50-50 in my view, and the Liberals need to get coordinated, but we are not divided, as Ben Wyatt has said.
The successors of ministerial portfolios left behind by Simpson and Nalder will be decided during a party meeting on Tuesday. Helene Fong, WAMN News.
The shark cull debate is still very much alive, with the latest report showing the state government has no idea whether the shark population has increased or decreased over the past 4 years. The opposition is now demanding the government for an explanation. Nelson Liu with a summary.
Despite claiming there were nearly 5,500 great white sharks off WA 2 years ago, the state government now says they don't know whether numbers are up or down. A Fisheries Department investigation into shark numbers commissioned in 2012 following shark attacks and safety concerns revealed this week varying population numbers because of limited data. It suggests theories WA's shark population could have increased by 7% since being protected in 1997, while another indicated it could have fallen more than 10% and is still in decline. The state government says the report reduces uncertainty about shark numbers and risks, but the opposition says WA's response to shark attacks should be based on scientific facts and not speculation.
The government has spent millions of dollars trying to catch sharks. They'd be better off spending that money on science so that we know better, more about the environment and how many there are, so that we can better mitigate against the impact.
The government says while it's still not supporting a shark cull, with summer approaching, it will remain open-minded about how to keep West Australians safe in the water. Nelson Liu, WAMN News.
A 26-year-old Aboriginal man's journey to raise awareness against Indigenous discrimination has attracted significant attention, including a phone call from former Prime Minister Kevin Rudd. Clinton Pryor is now campaigning against racial inequality by walking from Perth to Canberra.
The closing of the gap has gotten bigger. It's not small, it's huger than what it was before. And the thing is, I want to close the gap. I want to even bring the Australian people together as one. But the government must come to our terms first.
The journey will take Clinton at least 8 months to complete. He's hoping that Prime Minister Malcolm Turnbull will meet with him.
Meanwhile, the ACCC has approved Seven West Media's takeover bid of the Sunday Times, which is owned by Rupert Murdoch's News Corp. Although CEO Tim Warner promised no change to the Sunday Times and the Perth Now brand, the MEAAWA president is concerned the move will mean loss of journalism jobs and media diversity in an already struggling industry.
We now have a situation where one media organisation has a huge say in the news, and which emanates also from under the control of one major WA businessman, being Kerry Stokes.
After so many negative news coverage, Samsung has decided to recall its ill-fated Note 7 smartphones. A formal recall was made official by the United States Consumer Product Safety Commission after Samsung received 92 reports of overheating, 55 property damages and 26 burn injuries. It is understood that approximately 1 million Note 7 devices will be recalled in the States alone.
With battery cell defects in some of our Note 7 phones, we did not meet the standard of excellence that you expect and deserve. For that, we apologize.
The European Union is meeting to decide the bloc's future vision after Brexit in June. The summit was held without UK's participation, with 27 leaders in the Union met in Slovakia. A declaration was made by the officials during the meeting. The bloc is determined to move on despite Britain's departure from the Union.
We have started to see solidarity. I'm convinced much more solidarity is needed, but I also know that solidarity must be voluntary.
And finally tonight, the annual Moon Festival has brought many Asian families together in Australia as they celebrated the Chinese tradition. Meanwhile, a variety of celebrations were held at WA's oldest Chinese club, the Chonghua Association's Mid-Autumn Festival concert performance.
In celebrating the event, we're able to perpetuate a tradition that would sort of, in turn, leads to a local tradition, and as a result, will become an Australian community culture.
And those are the top stories you need to know this week.
We have the latest news on our website and Facebook. Have a great week. Good night.
See ya.